Well, recently in the Sydney Morning Herald, there was an article about a gentleman who noticed there wasn't many photos of him with his mum growing up. Now, today we have different technology, we have phones, we take a lot of selfies with our kids. But Mary Ellen, jump back a bit. Do you remember having a lot of photos with your mum specifically growing up?
Not specifically with my mum, not really specifically with my parents in general, I'd say. I don't think my family was big on taking... I don't really remember, to be honest. I don't think my family was very big on taking photos. I know there's a lot of photos of me, but with my parents, not very many at all, and that makes me sad. I know I'm kind of the person that gets quite OCD about these things. I know when I start taking a journal, I have to make a journal entry every day or I get really stressed out because I'm going to forget something. And so I just don't do it because it drives me insane. And it's kind of similar with photography. I sort of find that I don't really take photos of things, but if I do, I have to take photos of everything. And so I guess it's finding a balance there as well. But
I don't actually understand that article. Like, from my personal point of view, I'm like, is it really a thing? I look back at my photos, right? I've got equal number of photos with my dad, with my mom.
Do you?
Oh, wow.
Right now, probably equal number of photos of me with Elliot and my husband with Elliot.
I can totally identify with it. And I'm not talking about with me with my parents, I'm talking about me with my girls. And I noticed in the first few years, everyone would think, oh, the dad and his girls, and would take heaps of photos of my husband and the girls, which is lovely, and we have great photos. But I noticed that I was not really included. And even in some of the birth,
interesting.
like the early photos straight after birth, even in the hospital, they're all with my husband. And the girls. I'm like, oh,
You did the work.
I didn't take many of me. Yeah, so...
I didn't even know this was a thing, and as you're talking about it, I think I just look at the photos in my album and see me. I never thought about me with my parents. I've seen photos of my parents when I was that age, but I've never thought that we weren't somehow attached or connected to one another because we weren't in a photo together.
No, I don't think it changes the relationship, but it is nice to look back on the memories.
It is. I've just never, I don't know, I've never even thought about it, that if I weren't in the photo with my parents, that, you know, I guess I don't have that many photos either.
No, maybe I'm just more vain.
I'm just thinking maybe it's just an interest thing, not a gender thing, because right now the article is saying that, you know, moms are the ones that are being left out. But perhaps it's just about who is the photographer in the family.
Well, maybe mums are doing the memory making and going, well, I need to capture the photo, and they're behind the camera more. Do you think that's it?
Perhaps. Look, I don't know. It's actually interesting what we're talking about, how it's a tool of remembering and sort of... Anyway, let me explain. So Susan Sontag, she's a photography theorist, and she wrote a book on photography in 1977, so it's a little bit dated. But she said the three purposes of photography... no. I'm just saying in the media sphere. She says that photography is a social rite. It's something we use to commemorate and just a custom. So birthday parties, that sort of thing. It's also a defense against anxiety, so we're afraid to forget our memories and we use it for that. And it's also a tool of power, so it helps us to represent ourselves in a certain way. And I just think maybe women are sort of more involved in families and sort of more aware of these things, how photography sort of can play a part in, again, you know, a defense against anxiety or commemorating moments. I'm not sure.
I'm not particularly, like, you know, I'll take photos sometimes, but I'm not particularly obsessed with having to take photos of every single thing that happens. I have to say that my husband's probably more into that than I am. So I really don't know if this is a gender thing.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just that women tell men what to do. Get in the photo, I'm taking
Maybe,
it.
yeah.
Who knows? I don't know. What's sort of the common thing in your family? Are you making sure you get your memories with your kids? Look us up on our social media. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram. So follow us, like us, subscribe. Love to hear what you've got to say on this one. Bye for now.